Okay, so this is a spawn camp-ish AFK Maleknights run. Kind of. It's not very good. Could totally be optimized way more. Now you're probably thinking, what is with these weird tile placements? You'll figure it out later. That's a secret. Not really. I mean, here's the question. Take a look at who's in my team and guess what skill they're using. And maybe you'll figure it out. Yay. But yeah, that's that awkward placement. Yeah, you'll figure it out soonish, maybe. So Logos is on S1, and I'm going to spawn camp the right side. But the issue with that is, he will basically delete everything, but he doesn't delete them fast enough to prevent these valves from breaking. So that stuff on the right side is going to be tainted sooner or later. And if it happens later, well, it happens near the end. And if it happens near the end, these spawn and drag out the run by quite a considerable amount of time. So we're setting them off early so we don't have to deal with that. Okay, time's up. Answer's here for that. Yes, he is on skill 2. Evan Holtz is on skill 2. The skill that gets memed on all the time for being terrible. And you will see how this is actually a somewhat optimal way of using this skill. Somewhat debatable. Essentially, the skill is extremely... Ebenholt's skill 2 is extremely counterintuitive. And do I need to explain why? I think this is enough. Yeah. Probably enough DP. We just need to put down one valve here and one more valve here. And then that's it. And then we will switch out stainless later for stuff. Okay. And this really doesn't classify as a good AFK run because of how late the setup is completed. Like, needing to wait for the last two pumps is way too slow for an AFK. This you're hitting 200. At this point, it's practically not AFK anymore. Here we go. This and then this, and we are done. Okie dokies. Right, did I explain Ebenholt's skill 2? So Ebenholt's skill 2, the intuitive way of using it is to give him as many empty slots in front of him to summon as many things that can explode. And that is the intuitive way that you would think is obvious, but it's like it's largely problematic. You just set off chain reactions and things go flying everywhere. The counterintuitive way of using skill 2 is to restrict the number of summons you can have with Ebenholtz to 1 or 2 spots, maybe 3. Why? Because he will by default summon 1. He will by default summon 1 summon. And if he doesn't summon the maximum amount, he will keep his charges. And if he keeps his charges, he will launch harder, heavier hits on enemies that survive. So you keep the summon just at the edge of his range so it explodes and wipes out enemies before they get into his range, the weaker enemies, and then the tankier enemies that survive will walk into his range and then get nuked. That is ironically the optimal way of using Ebenholt's skill 2. Not obvious at all, is it? Ebenholt's skill 2 is Scarf. Yeah, you're just using the skill wrong, please. This is not optimal use case for the skill because the summon is still within his attack range, or is still in the middle of his range and not at the edge, so it doesn't blow up on the enemies. It's close, but not quite. So we have Stainless and Broca there, behind Chongyu. Because we need extra blocks just as a safety net. Are they necessary? Probably not. If he's actually invested well, which mine is kind of halfway invested. Not quite fully invested, I should say. So that's why I redeployed Stainless and had Broca there. Also, you had to wait until like almost 200 kills anyway, so just for the valves. Could have gotten better AFK units for instead of Alsta and Core Serum for getting rid of the mobs. Not sure who to put in. I would assume Passenger is a decent choice. Serum is there for the range more than anything else. I'm not sure what else has that extra range for male. No, I do know. There's Totter. He's unfortunately his damage was not very good. Mine might just be underinvested, so he's not doing enough damage, but it was just a little lackluster. And also the whole invis thing kind of do you need invis reveal or ignore invisibility camouflage for this map when you can just get rid of invisibility really easily? No. That's why we have the extra pumps. Or that's kind of why I left puzzle there, to make clearing it fast, clearing the wastewater, purifying it faster. And then the extra pump at the top because you need to clean the center area. Otherwise, certain units take a little too much damage, and that's not good. And things just fall apart. So, yeah. Yes, I did give Serum his module. That was surprisingly dangerous. I did not expect Chongyun to almost die, but it is what it is. And that's it. Yay! And I'll just keep my old record because I need to use that for trust on those units. Yay!